You've selected a show from the Podcast Jukebox, a DIY podcast network.
It's Will Sean Podcast. The internet cried out for 2 more blowhards, and they courageously answered that call. Armed with the weapon of wit, each week they're joined by guests to discuss movies, television, pop culture, and anything else that's pissing them off. Take it away, boys.
I'm Sean David.
And I'm Stephen Brandon.
And this is Will Sean Podcast.
Fake news from a fake podcaster. How you doing, Sean?
The shackles are off. Free from the tyranny of Will. It's a new day on the podcast. That's right, folks. No more Wills. No Will Links. No Will Shatners, Smiths, Wheatons, Shakespeare's, or Henry Harrison's. It's done. It's a brand new day here at Sean Steve Podcast.
Finally!
Yes.
Proper podcast with 2 Jews.
Exactly. The way it was always meant to be. So, what's new, Stephen?
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
The aforementioned Will Link is in London.
Yes.
And it's time for the annual Emmy episode. Which is why I'm always invited back to talk about the Emmys.
Yes.
So we thought, well, he's away. Why don't I step into his shoes? And
you shouldn't suffer because Will decides to take some personal time.
I know. We're going to make him suffer. What Will doesn't know is we're actually recording this in his apartment, and I didn't wipe my feet, and I'm not using a coaster.
Shouldn't have given me that spare key, Will. Shouldn't have given me that spare key.
Yes.
So what is going on in the world of Will Sean Podcast?
Oh, well, we'd like to thank everyone for listening. And if you found us because, I'm the guest host today because you know me from Dating Naked or Game of Thrones, the rock musical, thank you, everybody. Please, subscribe on iTunes. Give us 5-star ratings. Leave a comment about how much you love the Aussie accent over the New Jersey accent.
Yes, please. Since the show has gone into a radical new direction, we really expect you to put some comments there. Now, Stephen, you have been here before. You are, in fact, our most... I don't even know what the word is anymore. You are a most honored returning champion.
Yes. Last time I was here, I was part of the 5-timers club.
Yes.
And now I am the only guest to be here 6 times. Fuck you, Alex Stein. I win. Ha 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 ha.
So you get the jacket and the pipe.
And the pipe, because not only am I the 6th-time guest, I'm the only fill-in host. This is how... David Letterman lost his job. Jay Leno started filling in for Johnny Carson.
That's it. This is how Drew Bledsoe lost his job as quarterback for the New England Patriots.
Exactly. So if you're a first-time listener to Sean Stephen Podcast, and you all are because this is the very inaugural first Sean Stephen Podcast, and you want to know more about my background, just go to the Will Sean archives. You'll hear me on episodes 71, 132, 182, 229, and 245. That's my back category. But I'm here to promote... Game of Thrones, the rock musical. When I was here last time, we did 10 weeks in Westeros, Hollywood.
Now, last time you were here, was this before it had opened? Yes, because you came on with...
Alex Lewis.
Alex Lewis, that's right.
We were promoting the show before it opened. We did 10 weeks. You saw the show.
I saw the show. It was phenomenal, yes.
Yeah, and then we went to Comic-Con, and we did 8 shows there during the week of Comic-Con. We were sold out, big crowd. And then we would what comes next? Maybe we should probably tour this show, go around the country. Now, Game of Thrones is a popular show. Parody musical is all the rage right now. We're not actually the only Game of Thrones parody musical out there.
Then what's that other show like? Have you seen it? I'm sure you've done some Oppo research.
I actually didn't because I didn't want to confuse my mind, but the rest of the cast did. Thrones the musical, very funny, great show. It's kind of like a sketch comedy show where they cover all 7 seasons out of order and they just kind of... pick moments.
Okay.
That was their show. They're great. We do it a little differently. We do a full musical with original music, beginning, middle, and end. We follow season 1, book 1.
Right.
We just do that story. We make references and allusions to future seasons. And you know what? We were checking out the breakdowns, and another musical has popped up. Musical Thrones, a parody of Ice and Fire, a third Game
Here
of
in Los
Thrones.
Angeles?
They're rehearsing in Los Angeles, and then they're going on tour. And we were like, you know what?
Yeah.
We have to get to New York first. We have to be the guys to plant our flag.
You got to get to the Richard Rodgers Theater before that.
Exactly. So the big news is that we are heading to Off-Broadway. October 10th to 29th will be in the Jerry Orbach Theater.
Okay.
Which is actually on Broadway. So even though it's an Off-Broadway theater, it's on Broadway and 50th. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or GOT the Musical. But I'm moving on up to the east side.
No, it's very exciting. And we do have lots of listeners on the East Coast. So if you're in the tri-state area, definitely get your ass out to the show. It's hilarious. Support Steven. Support this. They're bringing a whole crew out there. They're bringing the whole cast out there. They're moving the whole show cross country just so you can go see it.
Yeah, just as the earthquakes are coming to California and the hurricanes are on the East Coast, this world is falling apart.
Yeah.
This is the Almighty saying, climate change, I'm going to throw you 3 hurricanes, a couple of earthquakes. Prove us wrong, science.
I don't know how much earthquakes have to do with climate change, though.
Well, we were always expecting them. But I'm like, my mother's happy that I'm,
You're leaving.
I'm leaving because who knows who's going to drop a bomb on us anytime
to be fair,
soon.
nothing bad has ever happened in New York City. Okay, so this is very exciting. So you guys will be starting in mid-October, for 3 weeks. You'll be performing in New York City.
8 shows a week.
8 shows a week.
Yeah.
So you're doing 2 on Sunday?
2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
And we take
Okay.
Wednesday night off. We go dark on Wednesday.
Okay, and then it's all on Ticketmaster, but I'm sure you guys will be doing advertising.
Well, the New York Times broke the story.
I did see that.
Entertainment Weekly picked it up, and a bunch of other news outlets, and we're going to be on New York Live and New York Magazine when we get there. So
and then you're going to try to do any New York-based radio spots?
If my publicist gets me ready to go, I'm waiting for the call from Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And then I'll be ready to go.
Ready to do it. What? And then one last question: Have people already been buying tickets, or?
Yeah, tickets are on sale. They went on sale we opened up just as the finale was airing.
Okay.
And pre-sales are really good.
Okay.
And we expect a lot of people to just show up on the day when they hear about a lot of tourists.
Okay.
But
are you going to be? You got to set up one of the thrones. You got to get a second throne and sit it in Times Square and be selling tickets from the throne. We're handing out flyers.
Our main set is a throne that we built. And a lot of the audience members want to sit on it, but it's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
It's not safe. So we are building a second throne. It'll be in the lobby. So you're going to come and see the show and get your photo taken on the throne.
Geolocations,
Exactly.
Snapchat, tag it.
But, we can't hold the door forever, so I would get your tickets now.
All right, so you heard the man. Once again, the details, and if they want to get tickets, it's just Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster.com, or you can go to the website, gotthemusical.com. There's a box office number. Call the box office, save some money. You don't have as many fees. It's only $2 if you call the box office.
Oh, perfect.
I think it's like $7.
Look at this, folks. You're saving money.
Ticketmaster. So that's the story over there.
Excellent. So the purpose of today's episode is we're doing one of our award show wrap-ups. So we will pretty much just be discussing this past Sunday's 69th Annual Emmy Awards, which aired on the Columbia Broadcast System. Oh, wait, but before we do that, sorry, who's our sponsor this week?
Well, our sponsor this week is the Central Broadcasting System! 2 Sheldons, 0 Emmys.
They're trying real hard. Although, to be fair, that Sheldon has won quite a few Emmys in the past.
Jim Parsons has won for playing Big Sheldon Cooper. The Big Bang Theory has been nominated, but has not won.
Well, the little Sheldon was in Pretty Little Liars.
Yes, Ian Armitage. So he's got up on stage when that show won for Best Limited Series. This was the big thing that CBS, even though they had the broadcast this year, during that main telecast, they won 0 Emmys.
Yeah.
ABC won 0 Emmys. Fox, the big winners were HBO and Hulu and Netflix.
We'll get into all that. So why don't we do this? Why don't we just kind of go through the show? Let's talk a little bit about the opening monologue, the surprise in the opening monologue, and then we'll just work our way through the winners and some of the moments. We're not going to hit everything because it's just a lot of, we'll try to hit the highlights of the show and any controversies. In general, though, fairly bland show.
Oh, this was
a tight 3 hours.
It's got to. It was 3 hours, which was good, but it was one of the worst Emmy ceremonies in many, many years.
Yeah, and we'll get into. Was it just because nothing exceptional happened? Do you think Stephen Colbert was at fault?
I think Jermaine Fowler was at fault, but I don't even blame Jermaine Fowler. I blame the CBS executive who put him in that spot.
Okay, because I made a note here. Who is doing the voiceover work? So, so on each of these award shows, there's always the announcer as they're walking up. So-and-so, this is their 6th win and 4th nomination.
Her name is Randy Thomas.
Okay.
She's a lovely woman.
Okay.
And she usually does all this stuff.
Now, hold on. Is the voice? Because I feel like every year, these award shows bounce every year from different network to network. So is the voice person part of the show or a network choice?
It's part of the show. It's the producer's call. Whoever produces the show picks the voiceover artist.
Okay.
And usually it's the delightful, soulful tones of Randy Thomas.
And that's for the Emmys always.
Emmys, and she does other award ceremonies as well. And she sits in the booth and she reads the stuff. And this year they said, why don't we change it up a little bit? Why don't we put one of our CBS stars, who's a stand-up comedian, Jermaine Fowler, in the spot. Now, he stars on Superior Donuts. Have you ever seen Superior Donuts?
No, you are making this up.
This is all true story. Superior Donuts is the CBS sitcom based on the play by Tracy Letts.
Okay.
It stars
hilarious.
Judd Hirsch as a cranky old donut shop owner, and Jermaine Fowler as the black employee, and they don't understand each other.
What? How could that be? At what point does he have to fillet a chicken leg?
I don't know. It's basically Cheers at a donut store, but and Katie Seagal's joined the show, and she's his love interest, Judd Hirsch's love interest. I think she plays the local cop, and of course, cops coming in for donuts.
Well, that's.
I don't think anyone's. I mean, it's scraped by a renewal. I think it only did.
Now, what has he been in before that? Was he just stand-up comedian?
He's just a stand-up comedian, and they really love him, and so they put him on a contract. And I think the original pilot didn't go, and they rejiggered it, and it went, and now it returns on October 30th, I think.
This all brings us to the fact that he may be a very talented comedian. He may be a very talented actor.
Yeah.
He is a terrible voiceover host. Now, was it how he was delivering the material or the crap they made him say?
It was definitely both.
Okay.
But he was making his own stuff up.
Oh.
He was throwing in extra nods to people and reinterpreting things. And Lizzie Mosk left school early. I read that on Wikipedia.
Which just undercuts everything that's happening on stage.
Yeah, I mean, they've done this before. I mean, John Hodgman has done it
Yes.
before, and he's added little quips and humor. But I think the thing is you have to keep your tone level.
Yeah.
When you don't want to show any bias when people
Right.
are coming on stage. And it seemed like he was biased to all the African Americans because he'd be like, white person and black person. But then as I was watching the show, I realized it was mainly just the last person he went crazy for.
Okay.
So it was whoever was last, if he was announcing two people, the second person would get the biggest.
What's so weird about this role, and I'm shocked we're still talking about this, but it's mainly a purely ceremonial and functional role, just to give you some information to contextualize this person's win.
To fill in the gap when they walk into the stage.
You know what I don't need? I don't need the Snapple Cap fun fact about the person. No one's watching for that.
And also, that person, you never see her.
Yeah.
He is sitting on the side of the stage. They keep focusing on him. There was too much of him, not enough of Colbert.
Right.
I mean, I thought Colbert, he opened strong, and then he was flatlining.
He came in with he came in with his song and dance
Song
number.
and dance always good. Song and dance was great.
He had a couple, then he came out with the Handmaid's Tale Dancers, which was an interesting
great.
take on the source material.
No, I saw your boobs from Seth MacFarlane, but it's close enough.
Yeah. Let's see here. He went straight and made a Ted Cruz joke about the NBO hacker ransom. Didn't know that you could applaud while patting yourself on the back at the same time. I think his biggest laugh he got was when he lumped Bill Maher in with the African-American nominees, saying, for someone who's white, he's sure comfortable with the N-word. And then he jumped into his Donald Trump bit.
Well, see, that's what's working on CBS. The only reason he's hosting is because it happens to fall on CBS this year, and he's promoting his late night show.
Right. But
and
that's always how it is.
Why would he not do his repertoire?
Right.
That's what David Letterman did when he hosted the Oscars, and that's why he failed hosting the Oscars, because he was trying to bring his late night shtick to the Oscars.
But do you feel like Stephen Colbert was bringing too much of his late night shtick? I felt like he was just being Stephen Colbert.
It was fine. It was the political stuff. My friend who I was watching the show with, Hey Joe, he said, why isn't he going Oprah? Uzo, Oprah. I said that's because that's Letterman's joke from years ago, and it didn't really work. But I thought the Sean Spicer bit was funny, and
Okay,
B,
so
I
let's talk
liked
about that.
the reaction from the crowd.
I did not like it. Without getting too much in this, he brought out Sean Spicer in the little Melissa McCarthy podium to scream at the audience how this will be the biggest audience that will ever watch the Emmys ever. And I kind of understand the thought process that got there, which was, this administration is a joke, this person is a joke, I'm going to bring him out here and you're all going to laugh at him and we're going to show how much of a joke it is. And I don't think that's how it was received. I think the reception to the stunt was, no, this person functioned in a negative way for society. He attacked the press. He degraded our national conversation, and he is not allowed to just come out and be in on the joke now. And I think it struck a really early sour note on the show because it was so misinformed. It was Stephen Colbert's idea. Apparently, he called up Sean Spicer and asked him.
Did you see Sean Spicer on Jimmy Kimmel?
No, because I don't
previously?
want to watch these people. I don't want to...
I saw that interview, and it really did kind of humanize him and kind of made it look like he was just doing his job. But we all know that he was part of the problem.
As Jews, not the right excuse.
I know. Yeah. I'm just saying that because I'd seen him on Jimmy Kimmel, I went, oh, this is just a guy, and he's over it now. He can
You know what? He needs to be in the doghouse for a little longer. I'm sorry. He doesn't get the instant redemption tour 2 weeks later.
But Anna Trumsky, her mouth was open, and Sarah Hyland was having a fit.
Melissa McCarthy, not amused.
Not happy.
No.
She was just like, oh shit, am I going to get in trouble now? She was like, and then he, but I don't think that set, look, it may have been an off note, but I don't think that ruined the rest of the show.
It didn't, but it also, It derailed what was a perfectly fine monologue.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden took it into a place where I don't think he intended it to go.
Yeah.
And change the conversation.
His bits that followed, he did the Westworld bit.
Yes.
Which is funny if you've seen Westworld, but not many people have seen Westworld.
Right, but that always happens where, even with movies on the Oscars, it's going to be very insidery. And, of course, they're leaning onto your knowledge of whether or not you're familiar with the source thing.
I mean, he did the bit with Emmy, with RuPaul.
Which I did not... Okay,
Again, good idea. I don't know if the execution was that great.
I'm nothing against RuPaul. I'm not a fan of the show. I don't know if I'm the target audience for it. But yeah, the execution just wasn't funny, regardless of who it was.
The only funny bit after the monologue was when he lost his award and him and Jimmy Kimmel were teasing John Oliver.
Let's start going down the show. So, quick thing, John Lithgow won for The Crown. This is his 7th Emmy.
Yeah, and deserved. I mean, he won
all those Third Rock from the Sun ones, didn't he?
Yeah, some comedy and drama. And this was the only award for The Crown, which had a lot of hype. And he was pretty much predicted to win, and I don't have a problem with it. Unfortunately, the guy Jonathan Banks, he's not going to get his Emmy. He should have got it during Breaking Bad.
And I think Better Call Saul, for as phenomenal as it is, doesn't have the same stature, and I think people view it as almost like an also-ran show. One thing that I noticed that was interesting about this show is that the Emmys, for the first time I can remember, had some cockiness to them. Like, okay, there's always that idea of, movies, movie stars, they're the Oscars, we're lowly TV. But this was the first year where I felt like no, we are a culturally important force, and we are driving the conversation more than movies. And look at all these movie stars we have here, and we're all friends here. Yeah.
Yes, that's very true. However, that doesn't stop them from then making the show about the movie stars.
Right.
Because look, it's Robert De Niro. Look, it's not Nicole Kidman. Yeah. TV stars get cut off.
We'll talk about your homegirl, Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman does not get cut off. And that's not Nicole's fault. That is the producer's fault for playing. And for the first time ever, I know we're out of order, but they didn't end with Best Comedy and Best Drama. They did Best Comedy way ahead early so they could get to the Robert De Niro Award, the Nicole Kidman Award.
But did they really think Robert De Niro was going to win?
No, not necessarily. But they were saving those movie star awards to the end. But this is TV, and you're right. TV is important now, and it's not seen as movies, Baby Brother or whatever.
I'm curious to see how the Golden Globes play out next year, because it's, let's see if they still, the lines are getting a lot more blurred. Kate McKinnon won again for SNL 2 years in a row.
Well deserved.
Yep.
No problems there.
Laura Dern won for Big Little Lies.
Did you see Jackie Hoffman? Okay.
So I missed that. I actually walked out for a second, and I missed all that, and then I saw her.
So Jackie Hoffman, fantastic comedian. Check out her album called At Joe's Pub. She's hilarious. I love her. Mm-hmm. She's a Broadway girl. She was on Hairspray. She's got a couple of Tony nominations, and then Ryan Murphy found her, put her in The New Normal, put her in Feud, and she had a very subtle part. There was talk that she could be the upset. Yeah. She loses, and she goes, damn it!
Yeah.
Damn it! And she's really pissed off. I'm pretty sure it was a joke. And then she started
tweeting like crazy.
Tweeting about Laura Dern, saying all these horrible things about her in jest. She's hilarious. I love Jackie Hoffman.
So I missed that, and then afterwards I'm like, geez, what the hell happened? I literally walked out for 3 minutes, and I missed it. Yeah. Dave Chappelle looked stoned on stage. Okay, here's a question for you.
Dave Chappelle, you know what was good? The honest moments. When Dave Chappelle said, I didn't come to rehearsal, that was great. When Anne Dowd won for The Handmaid's Tale and was not expecting it, it was really sincere. I mean, I hate people who are like, oh my God, I'm so shocked, and then pull out a speech. If you're shocked, why did you write a speech?
Yeah.
Charlie Booker didn't write a speech, and
you could tell.
You could tell. And if you don't write a speech, you get more heartfelt stuff.
Well, Anne Dowd kind of comes from that school of just long-time working character actor, just does the work, is always excellent, but doesn't necessarily expect to get, recognized for it, and is shocked that, I think Hollywood Reporter there was some publication that did a story between her and Margot Martindale, who
Character
are both
actress Margot Martindale.
Yes, middle-aged women who have are excellent everything they're in, and then are starting to get some attention for their work where they may have gone through their whole careers thinking,
this
not expecting
many years ago when Holland Taylor won for The Practice.
Okay.
And she got up and she said, overnight.
Yeah.
And they applauded her because, she'd
been working for
so many years.
Well, there was another star that won, it was an Oscar or an Emmy maybe, says they call you an overnight sensation. It took me 20 years to become an overnight sensation. Yeah. Here's a question for you. There's always that baggy middle of the show, writing for comedy, writing for drama, directing. Should we move some of those awards to the Creative Arts Emmy to free up more time so that we're not playing, what's his name, off the stage? We're not
Sterling
playing
K. Brown off the stage.
So,
I'm going to say no because I have another area where they should cut time.
Yeah.
Look, there's only like 24 awards
Right.
that they do here, and then the creatives ceremony is broken into 2 days now. There's so many, and they do alternate some. Like one year you'll get best writing at the awards for a variety show.
Okay.
The next year they'll move it to creative art, so it goes
Okay.
back and forth. The writing and Emmy, the writing and directing, it's only 4 awards.
Okay.
One for comedy, one for... And this year it was important for those
Right.
people to get their stage time.
So you got Donald Glover for
Directing
directing Atlanta.
Atlanta.
You got Reed Moreno for directing Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah, and then you had the writing, you had the Miller wrote Handmaid's Tale, and
Yeah.
you had Aziz Ansari and Lena Waithe, I believe
Right.
is her name. So those were important awards, and they were important that we heard their speeches, and they were great speeches.
Yeah.
What annoys the crap out of me is when the presenters come up and give some drivel about this award is being given to actresses of a fine caliber. They played this character and that character.
Oh, where they go, a good coal miner who kills her father.
Yes,
a
seen
small town
seen
detective
through the
with
prism of these eyes, these 6 worthy nominees.
Yeah.
It's the same Sathoricized bullshit that these presenters have to do.
Right.
I would cut that.
Yeah.
Just get the presenters to go up. Hello, the nominees
And
are.
if they're funny, then
Yeah.
have them do a little bit, but don't frame the nominations.
Yeah,
in,
we know these people are worthy.
Yeah.
That's why they got nominated.
cop with eczema.
Exactly. The 45-second banter.
Yeah.
Make it 15 seconds and give 30 seconds of that banter to the speech.
Right. All right. Okay. Speaking of which, I thought James Corden and Seth Meyers. It was fine. It was a little forced.
They
It was a little
tried.
silly.
I mean, the Seth Marbles with the
Yeah.
Seth Meyers with the marbles in his mouth was his best gag.
Yes.
But you put him up with Jimmy Corden, and they have to do a bit,
Right.
and it was fine.
And they're doing late night host,
I mean,
humble brags. And
years
passive
ago,
aggressive.
it would be Carell and Colbert doing
Right.
a bit, and they were funnier than these guys.
Yes. SNL won for Best Variety Series. Do you know how many times SNL has actually won for Best Variety Series?
I can only guess 2. One and in the first year and this year, because that's what Lauren said.
They
But
also
how many-
won in 1983, which I believe may have been one of the Eddie Murphy seasons.
Aha.
This is only the 3rd time they've actually ever won for Best Variety Series.
Yeah, and they've got over 200 and something nominations for the show. But for a show that's
Yeah.
run 40 years, you can expect that. But, this was SNL's banner year.
Alec Baldwin.
Who's
Kate not even a cast member.
Well, you have to do a certain amount of episodes
Right.
to be a cast member. And he actually qualified
Yeah.
this year. Whereas, Alexis Bledel
Right.
did 4 out of 10 Handmaid's Tales.
Right.
And as long as you do less than half, you can be guest actress.
And wasn't
which
that
is
some
why she
bullshit
won
last
for-
year? There was some issue with one actor that...
Yes, it was Peter McNichol.
Yes.
Was in 4 episodes of Veep. He got nominated. Then
Right.
they added him to a 5th episode.
Right.
Just for 30 seconds. They added him. So that disqualified him.
Right.
And so Peter Scolari got his position
Right.
in Girls, and then he won.
Yep. Sorry, McNichols.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin came up there and was very gracious in telling our president that he finally won his Emmy.
Exactly.
What did you think of the Rachel Bloom musical number to bring out the accounts? It was short.
It was short and sweet. She did a musical number to open the Creative Arts Awards. I mean, if you're going to introduce the accountants, you might as well do it in a funny way. Short and sweet.
Well, as long as
That's
those
what-
accountants are paying attention and not snapping selfies of
my
Emma Stone
God.
on the sidelines.
Well,
I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to next year's Oscars, so they better lean full into that.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel referenced it here in this year's show about things going wrong.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do not blame the accountant company. I blame that Matt Damon looking screw up
Yeah.
who was too busy taking selfies with Emma Stone to do his job. I blame him.
Now let me ask you: when you think of reunion years, 37, a big number. Is that what's the 37?
37 Double D reunion.
Yes.
Look. Lily Tomlin's been nominated twice for Grace and Frankie, and this was the first year that Jane Fonda also got it.
So they're like, let's get Dolly Parton.
Well, Dolly was there. She was nominated for Best Movie.
Oh, that's right.
Best TV movie, Dolly's Christmas, whatever, happened to get a nomination.
So let's do this.
They're in the room together, why not? And I thought their bit about how they had to fight off a chauvinist pig then and had to do it now, I thought that was timely and great.
Yep, and Dolly Parton making those
Obligatory
evergreen boob jokes.
Yes, she has to.
And calling out Donald Trump. Let's see what else here. So now at this point in the show, we start seeing Alex Skarsgård, who I used to refer to as a lesser Skarsgård until Bill Skarsgård showed up on the scene.
Yes.
Winning for Big Little Lies, and Mark Paul Valle had won for Best Directing. And at this point, it became very clear Big Little Lies was picking up momentum in that category and was going to probably run away with it.
Yes, I mean, in the past 5-6 years, Ryan Murphy has cleaned up shop with American Horror Story and last year the O.J. Simpson story.
Yes.
And this year he had Feud and
Now, did you watch Feud?
I did watch Feud.
Is it any good? I know Will liked it.
Look, it's 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Each episode kind of takes place in a different year or a different era. Like, even though it's their continued feud.
Right.
First couple episodes they're making the movie, then they've made the movie, and then one year they actually replicated the Oscars.
Okay.
So as a history buff and television fan, Sean, I would recommend.
I heard that episode was phenomenal. The one that recreated
just the
Oscars.
recreation, so that was great. But yeah, totally shut out this year.
Yeah.
When you've got Jessica Lange versus Susan Sarandon versus Reese Witherspoon versus Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
I mean, these are tough categories.
Now those are all Oscar. Well, who's the first one? You said
Jessica Lange, Oscar.
Those are all four.
Oscar, all of
Oscar
them,
winners.
all Oscar winners. And who was the fifth one in the category? That we got Felicity Huffman from American Crime. She's won a bunch of Emmys before.
Yeah.
And Carrie Coon from Fargo.
Who's up and comer.
Up and coming. She was also great on The Leftovers.
Which I still haven't seen.
But yeah, so Ryan Murphy's crew got shut out. It's just like, everyone got shut out when OJ won last year.
Right.
The Fargo people couldn't break into that category. So this year, David E. Kelly's back. He's one of my favorite writers.
Yeah. Big Goliath fan?
No, not so much Goliath, but back in his picket fences days. Big Little Lies, I didn't watch it eventually, but then I heard so much buzz and I watched it.
It's only 7 episodes.
It's only 7 episodes. It's juicy, it's soapy, it's fun.
Wait, so you have watched the whole thing, or you just watched it?
No, I watched the whole thing because it's a murder mystery, and you don't find out who gets murdered or.
Well,
who
I already
did the
know.
murder.
I found out.
Well, in episode 7 who did it.
I mean, it was all spoiled for me.
Yeah. All right, but I can't say none of them didn't deserve their wins. They were all great. I mean, it would have been nice to have a bit of variety. Feud got shut out.
Yeah.
Westworld got shut out.
Deservedly so.
And Stranger Things got shut out.
Which was... Now, this is something that I've been hearing in the post-Emmy dissections. Do you think... And well, this goes back to... So I'm putting Stranger Things up against Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
Let's put a pin in this. We'll discuss it a little bit later. I want to talk about Stranger Things a little bit later in the show.
All right, don't go anywhere, folks. Tune in to the end of the podcast.
Tune in, yes. And we'll be right back with Oprah Winfrey, Dolly Parton. What is it? It's like, Oprah Winfrey, Aziz Ansari, and a very special reunion coming right up. So Aziz Ansari and Lena Waithe won for writing an episode of Master of None. This is an episode called Thanksgiving, which is about Lena Waithe's character based on her own personal experiences coming out of the closet over a series of Thanksgivings.
Yeah, it took place over many years. A great episode.
Yeah, it's an excellent episode of television, and which was very kind. Aziz, who is known for his talking, allowed Lena to completely be the one to speak.
He won last year or something.
But he also got cut off by Alan Yang. Last year he let Alan speak, and he got cut off.
Well, he's in the spotlight enough.
Yeah.
Nice of him to give it. And I liked season 2 of Master of None better than season 1. I did not like the ending. They'd been leading up to this big romance, and then suddenly the romance happens and we missed it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Well, I want to know what happened.
And then all of a sudden there's like there's a sexual, then there's like some like sexual impropriety.
Yeah, there's like a flash forward to them finally getting together, and we missed it.
Yeah.
What's the point? Anyway.
I got other problems with that show, but it's still fun to watch.
Look, they're like mini Woody Allen episodes.
Yes, but I'm the obsessive focus on foodie culture is for me
it is relevant right now, but yeah, I guess.
But yeah, so it was Lena Waithe was just gave a phenomenal speech, and she came out there, she was ready to go.
Yeah.
She was waiting for this moment. She knew what she was going to say.
Yeah. And I mean, she was up against the Veep writers, and they'd won before, and they will win again, and Dave Mandel still got to make his speech eventually, and made a joke that he goes, "This is my best writing speech," and then, yeah.
Gracious in victory.
The white Jew got his award at the end. It all works out for the best.
The universe all tilts back on its axis. Now, let me ask you, we had the best reality show. This category's been around for over 15 years, and only 3 shows have ever won. Amazing Race.
Multiple winners.
The Voice, and then what was the other one?
I think, was it...
Survivor? No.
No. Survivor. I think one year it might have been Next Model or Top Chef.
Okay, so...
one of those ones.
That's a problem with this category. They need to... Now, I don't watch any reality TV, but there's different kinds of reality shows. There's competition shows. There's, camera show.
In the creative awards, they do structured reality versus non-structured reality.
Now, as a reality
I can tell you, like a non-structured reality show is like dating naked because you don't know what's happening, and the Kardashian kind of stuff. But then you get to like Shark Tank, not necessarily a competition, but it is a structured reality show. And then I guess all the in the primetime category, they're all competition shows. Your Voice, Your Amazing Race. Okay. So those are reality competition shows.
Okay.
So that's what they're
But why is it that these shows just keep...
Repeating?
It's...
I guess it's people dancing or people on a scavenger hunt going across the globe.
Right.
I mean, there's a bit more scope in that one.
Okay.
You know, Survivor, they're backstabbing each other, even though that's my favorite reality show. Amazing Race is going... I mean, they're only doing one cycle a year. It might not get nominated soon. It might be cancelled pretty soon, that show. So it'll...
Well, I've heard they run out of countries. That's it. Done.
Yeah. And now The Voice is... I mean, I guess The Voice just makes you feel good.
I've never seen an episode of The Voice. I've never seen an episode of Amazing Race. I've never seen an episode... I've seen an episode of American Idol. I've seen episodes of Survivor. But I've never seen an episode of... No, I have seen Finally
The
Not
thing
So
about
Top
The Voice
Chef.
is, you know, it's pure because they just listen to The Voice and then they turn
Now
those
tell me, can you
chairs
name
around.
one Voice winner ever?
Oh, no,
Name
you're
me
right.
one winner
You're
for The Voice.
absolutely right.
You know what I remember? I remember winners of American Idol.
Well, you remember your Kelly Clarksons and your...
What the hell was his name? Bo Diddley? No, what the hell was his name?
well, there was Carrie Underwood. You can't forget her.
Yeah.
And then the second year was
Bo
Ruben
Bice.
Studdard.
Yeah,
Bo
Ruben
Bice
Studdard.
eventually got up there. Fantasia.
Yeah.
Year 3.
Jennifer Hudson.
No, she was knocked out 5th in that year, and that was their year that Fantasia
Well,
won.
she went laughing all the way to the bank.
Exactly. And then you've got your Jordan Sparks and a few more.
And like Catherine McPhee didn't win, but she came in like third or something.
Yeah, and then she's on CBS Scorpion now, so she's doing fine. And then Clay Aiken is senator of whatever.
Senator from North Carolina, the great state of North Carolina. All right, we got the traditional Hollywood prayer. For me, the highlight of the evening was seeing Rashida Jones in her glasses.
Let
me say, Jewish mother Rashida Jones in her glasses.
The highlight of my evening was Anika Noni Rose. She gets breast and show for me because while Cicely Tyson was too nervous to remember her lines.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, and I'm just going to be a horrible male here and say that Gina Rodriguez came out and her breasts were too separated, whereas Anina Noni Rose came out and they were smushed together, and I prefer the latter.
So, okay, good to know. There you have it.
Write all your complaints to Will at Will Link.
At the real Will Link.
All complaints go to at the real Will Link.
So now, at this point, Reed Morano wins Best Directing for *Handmaid's Tale*, and I think this is
Rita Morano.
No, Reed Moreno.
Reed Moreno.
Yeah, not Rita Moreno. That's
not EGOT winner Rita Moreno.
Yeah, and I think it's this point now that we start seeing the momentum shift a little bit. Starts giving indications that Stranger Things may, because at this point, like Millie Bobby Brown already lost.
It's all Big Little Lies and *Handmaid's Tale*.
Yes. Then writing for Black Mirror, San Junipero. Have you watched that?
I have seen it.
Is it good?
Oh, it's very good.
Okay.
I mean, again, Black Mirror, every episode is its own 60 to 8 minute movie.
Right.
If you don't like one, the next one's going to be completely different.
Right.
This one was very heartfelt. Just happened to be a gay love story. Could have been straight. Wouldn't have made any difference. Good show.
I'm sorry. The In Memoriam, it's always curious to see who they're going to end on. So this year they ended on Mary Tyler
Moore. I mean, Harry Dean Stanton died like a couple of days too late.
Yeah.
He didn't make the cut. He'll be in next year's. Don't complain. He'll be in next year's. I'm sure it was either edited or... I don't know if they do it like the Woods. You have to die before May 31st to get in the In Memoriam.
No, because there's definitely some people that Roger Ailes got an icy reception.
Oh, yes.
But, you know, he is a... He deserves to be there.
You like it or not, he was fine being.
We got Adam Scott and Craig Robinson doing a little bit of their banter to preview.
I am not looking forward to that show.
I like them. I want them to succeed, but I don't know about this show that's coming out. SNL won the 7th win for Best Directing. And then John Oliver wins again for Best Variety Show. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Because...
Is Last Week Tonight the best variety show? Yeah, it is. I mean... he does get more time to hone his craft, and he only does one topic a week. But it is, funnier than the rest. I mean, I like Full Frontal with Samantha Bee. They're, Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel and James Corden, they have to be more entertaining because they have to. They have an hour to fill.
And it's a daily show.
They've got to entertain guests and whatnot. I don't know if you've ever seen the Jim Jeffries show.
I haven't, but I haven't seen his new show. I kind of want to check it out. I've always found him very funny.
It's basically the same as Last Week Tonight. They just talk about stories. There's very rarely a guest, but he's hilarious.
Yeah. So then right after that is when we had Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel drinking a dry British cocktail that they can only make one a week.
Yes.
And then, should they split the categories? Should they split it for weekly variety show and
versus
nightly
daily
variety show?
Well, you know what? They could, but they only just split it a couple of years ago to do sketch comedy shows.
Okay.
Like, Billy on the Street got a nomination, and like Portlandia them, because they didn't used to have a sketch category. They just lumped them all in. So now it's talk show and sketch, and then you could go from daily talk show to weekly talk show, but it's, you have to put them in the creative arts because it's just giving too much
And those are all
away.
fun people.
And, you link up your limited series and your made-for-TV movies, so if you're not going to split those ones up, don't.
You know what I miss? I miss when they do the the writing for the best comedy variety series, and the writers would always submit this ridiculous reel. I don't know why they did away with it. Maybe they stepped over the line for propriety.
Well, to keep it in under 3 hours, you don't want to have to name all those names for the shows.
But they were so entertaining.
That was the funniest part each year was when they listed all the names and see what gag they'd come up with.
Yeah.
To put it.
Okay, then we have Donald Glover winning for acting for Atlanta, and at this point I started to think, could Atlanta swoop in and surprise take best comedy series?
I thought that until Julia Louis-Dreyfus won.
Yeah.
But, so many repeat winners. Charlie Booker got up there twice. Yeah. Donald Glover got up there twice. There's a couple more.
But Atlanta didn't win for writing. That was
it did win directing,
right.
So he got 2 himself.
And to be honest,
looked smart in that purple suit.
The episode that he wrote that they were nominated for, the Black Television Network one, was one of the funniest things I've seen on TV all year. Now, is it Julia Louis-Dreyfus? Is this
Julia
still fun?
Louis-Dreyfus. Sean, I've been listening to this podcast for many years, and I always listen to your
warned me
specials,
about this.
and it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus. It's not Louis C.K., it's Louis C.K., and the same goes with this one. I hope you know.
So Mrs. Hall won again.
Yes.
Her 6th time in a row. Now, question 1, is this fun anymore? Question 2, is she going to sweep her entire show, all 7 seasons of her show?
Well, let me tell you. So when Candice Bergen won 5 for Murphy Brown, she recused herself. She said, I've had enough, let someone else take it. Right? She didn't actually win 5 in a row.
Right.
So Julia Louis gets the prize for winning 6 in a row. I think Julia may have said, I've had enough. But HBO probably would put the kibosh on
And also, they know the next ones are last season.
Now, season 7 was last season. Now, the story just came out that season 7 might not air by May 31st. Which means Game of Thrones, she won't be eligible next year, so she's going to have a year off, at which point she'll come back the next year, pick up her 7th
Best
final.
case scenario.
So, same with Better Call Saul might not be eligible next year, which is probably smart for them because next year Game of Thrones is eligible.
Well, here's my question. Game of Thrones had a weak season. We haven't seen what's coming down the pike, but I'm not going to automatically check.
You think season 7 of Game of Thrones was weak?
It was good, but I'm not going to just check the box for Game of Thrones again.
Well, we don't know what they're up against. I mean, I would check the box for Lena Headey in season 7. There was a lot to do. I mean, best visual effects, dragons, come on.
Everyone loves those dragons.
But the question is, when the Emmys come next year and we haven't seen Game of Thrones in so long, will people remember?
They'll remember.
I mean, if they go to see Game of Thrones, the Rock musical...
The North remembers.
If they go to see Game of Thrones, the Rock musical, October 10 to 29 in New York, then they might remember.
All right, sorry, I missed the segue.
You missed my plug.
I'm not quite the natural salesman that you are.
There you go.
Then Carol Burnett and Norman Lear came out. Norman Lear looking spiffy and sharp at almost 95 years old.
Yes, Carol Burnett, still working in the industry.
Yeah.
In fact, she shot a pilot last year that they rejected. We love you, Carol Burnett. Here, do a pilot, rejected.
Go waste 4 months of your precious little life you have left,
Oh, God.
Meanwhile, Betty White's still, I feel like I haven't seen her much lately. I feel like maybe she's already getting
Maybe she's kind of,
she may have gotten a little too old
Her
now.
last guest spot was on Bones.
Yeah.
And that show got
Was
cancelled.
she literally the Bones?
Oh,
Yeah.
soon.
That's kind of humor you get here on the Sean Steve podcast. Veep again was hoping for Atlanta. Mandel.
Look, Veep, I can't...
You can't fault it.
Veep, still good. Only its 3rd year winning in a row, whereas Modern Family won 4 or 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Veep was fantastic. I'm, disappointed that Anna Chomsky hasn't got her award. She missed it the year she should have got it.
And I'm disappointed that what's-his-name hasn't gotten it. Matt Walsh.
He's only been nominated twice now.
Yeah.
Tony Hale's won a couple of times. Timothy Simons should have got nominated, who plays Jonah. I don't know why he's not nominated.
I have a theory, by the way, for how the show's going to end. I'll tell you after.
Okay.
After.
Well, we have one final season. We've got 10 episodes coming up of Veep. I'm looking forward to it. She's running again.
Yeah.
Matt Walsh has been fired. His character's been fired, but he still will be in the show.
Yeah.
So
they'll make it work.
Yeah, and I have no problem. And Dave Mandel did a funny speech as well.
He blatantly shills the fact that he's out of a job and he'll gladly take work, but he prefers movie work.
He prefers movie work, but he'll take TV.
He'll take TV. It's like, listen, Dave Mandel, I've seen Euro Trip. Why don't you stick to TV?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's all calm down here. Joseph Fiennes looked like he can't read a teleprompter, so that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Riz Ahmed for the night of. This was a big win. I am never not confused and shocked whenever Riz Ahmed busts out his South London accent.
Yes.
It's just like...
I mean, this was a big year for women, a big year for diversity.
Yeah.
Everyone was shouting out to African Americans. And then I was like, what about the Asians?
Yeah,
the
what
only
about
Asian we saw on stage was the accountant.
No, Aziz Ansari. technically
Aziz-
Southeast Asian.
Yeah, and then we got Riz, who's Pakistani.
Yeah.
So they did get some representation, which was good.
And he dedicated it to James Gandolfini, who was originally in the Totoro role, and they had to reshoot the pilot
he was
for
the
Night
producer
Of.
on this project, and they had to reshoot it after he passed away.
And then your Queen of Australia, Nicole Kidman, getting up there, giving a speech as if she had just discovered television, and she was in her full big-nosed Oscar mode.
Nicole had a lot of people to thank.
She did. She had a lot of apologies to make to children.
Yes, she had to apologize to her two children. And
Her two recent children.
While completely ignoring her other two children. Apparently...
What's the deal with it?
Nicole adopted two children with Tom.
So they're not her birth children.
No. But she's the mother. But they're
adopted. Okay.
Yeah, they're both adopted. Yeah. And then these two kids that she has at home, her girls are, I believe, they're both surrogates. Okay. So her eggs, different womb.
So she's never ruined that body of hers.
No. But I think there were problems. She couldn't conceive with Tom, which is why she adopted.
Oh, is that why?
But apparently, the other two kids don't talk to her anymore because of Scientology, because Tom and those two kids are Scientologists, whereas Nicole is not. So I'm sure Nicole wants to reach out to her original two children, but Scientology... I mean, unfortunately, this was a big win for Scientology.
She's got to send Leah Remini in there.
Because Elizabeth Moss, big Scientologist, she wins. Although Leah Remini, her show did win for unstructured reality, and then she said, "Thanks, Mum, for getting me out of this cult." That was her speech at the Shmemmy Awards.
Meanwhile, Liz Moss thanked her mom for being fucking badass or something.
Yeah.
And her parents are the one that got her into Scientology.
I know. I mean, Liz Moss never won for Mad Men. Definitely due for an Emmy, so that's, good on her for that. But this is the producer's fault. Why... you give Nicole Kidman that much rope, she's going to take it.
Let me ask you, in the Australia Power Rankings, where does Nicole Kidman fall out, like with Naomi Watts?
Look, they're besties.
Yeah.
Nicole's still on top.
Okay.
But, Kate is giving Nicole a run for her money. Blanchett.
How can I forget Kate Blanchett?
Kate
Blanchett is the top of that.
Is the top, even though Kate Blanchett now doing Thor Ragnarok.
Get those checks, Kate. You're fine.
She also did Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So,
What, okay, then what about for the Australian men? Where's the Russell Crowe, Hugh Jackman?
I think Hugh Jackman is on top. I mean, he's the greatest showman of them all.
And then who's the third? There's another... Tom Hardy's not Australian. Where's he from?
No, he's English.
Okay.
But Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce, yeah. Here anymore. But he's definitely around. Mel Gibson.
Mel
Daddy's
Gibson was
Home 2. You can see him in Daddy's Home 2.
Mel Gibson was the king of Australia.
Yeah.
Until Baz Luhrmann took that title.
Mel Gibson plays Mark Wahlberg's dad in this movie, and John Lithgow plays Will Ferrell's dad. I will not see the movie, but I didn't mind the trailer. The trailer looked fine.
Yeah. All right, so we got Nicole Kidman, Black Mirror won again. San Junipero. Simon, what was his name? Who's the creator of that? Black Mirror?
Charlie Booker.
Charlie Booker called for everyone to just begin having sex in the auditorium. The Cicely Tyson.
She's old and she just got nervous.
Yeah.
But,
and then Big Little Lies beats out Night Of. And Reese Witherspoon went full Tracy Flick on Nicole Kidman up there. And I didn't realize how short. I mean, I've always known Reese Witherspoon is short, but she is like 5'0".
Compared to Nicole Kidman, who's extraordinary tall. I mean, they were both producers, so they were both going to speak. And since Nicole won Best Actress, it was only fair that Reese got to talk here.
And, I love Reese Witherspoon. I'll see pretty much everything she's in except Home Again. I'm good. I can pass on that. Yeah. And then I thought the Stay Tuned for Talking Emmys was a good joke. Then Sterling K. Brown winning. This was like the only win for a network for the night for This Is Us, which some people thought did have a chance to maybe sneak in for best drama.
It's outstanding drama, and it's a great drama, and you cry, and you like it, and you love the characters, and you want to come back, and it's 22 episodes. Yeah. It's the only show.
It's like The Good Wife
category that's 22 episodes.
Yeah.
The Handmaid's Tale ended up winning with 10, but I think This Is Us was definitely a close second.
Yeah.
In that category. And Sterling K. Brown, deserving, great, and momentous. Why are you cutting him off? Let him thank his wife, people.
Yeah. No, but you know what? He thanked... This is the problem. They let, you said, Nicole Kidman, the movie stars, and part of this is the issue of pacing the show, where things get a little slack in the middle, and then they go, oh, shit.
Yeah. I mean, they usually give you a warning note.
Right.
And then they go into it. And like Sterling, they didn't give him a warning note.
But by the time you walk up there and you thank everyone, you catch your breath, you get up on the stage, it already says wrap it up. You know?
Exactly. So.
And he thanked Andre Braugher, and he went and he thanked the best white family on television. And he had won last year for OJ, but he is just a phenomenal actor and person and celebrity, and
Yeah, he eventually did finish his speech backstage, so you can see it in all the press.
No, does anyone watch those?
It just seems disrespectful.
Yeah. Then Another highlight of the evening, Tatiana Maslany came out on stage. Last year's winner, yes.
Yes.
Looking phenomenal. Lizzie Moss finally won for Handmaid's Tale. Had never won for Mad Men. And it was great. You know, you just feel a little bittersweet. There was a fantastic photo that was on the internet from one of the after parties. A very drunk-looking John Hamm hugging Elizabeth Moss and taking a photo. And he looks like 10 sheets to the wind.
Do you know the Elizabeth Moss-Fred Armisen marriage story?
Yeah, they were married for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, about a year and a half.
She claims he was like abusive or something.
Well, they met... So John Hamm was hosting SNL.
Right.
And they were doing a Mad Men sketch, and Amy Poehler was playing her
Right.
character. But then Amy Poehler went into labor because she was pregnant. So they said, who's going to play Peggy? Oh, let's just call up Elizabeth and she can do it herself. And she met Fred.
Yeah.
Within a year they were married. Within a year they were divorced.
Was it Scientology? Apparently he's a weird guy, and then her
Sure, he's
Scientology...
a weird guy, and there's definitely an age gap there. So they were both weirdos, which may be what brought them together, and then ultimately what tore them apart.
Was Xenu. So Oprah Winfrey comes out, Handmaid's Tale, upset for Stranger Things. Now, one idea that I heard discussed was, could this be because Handmaid's Tale was dribbled out over a more normal release pattern with like 2 episodes and then episodes coming out weekly, where Stranger Things, these Netflix shows tend to burn white hot and then they disappear. Because with Stranger Things had more legs if they had done an episode a week for 8 weeks over the fall.
It depends when you release it. Because it was released in October.
Okay.
And you know, now it's almost been a year.
And also we've seen those kids, those poor kids.
Stranger Things Season 2 is about to come out.
Right.
There is a 10-month gap between Stranger Things coming. Even if you released it over 8 weeks,
Right.
it'd still be a 8-month gap.
Right.
You're going to release a Halloween show, and on Halloween you risk losing that.
So is there a little recency bias, you think?
I think there's recency bias with Handmaid's Tale. I think Stranger Things was lucky enough to get the nomination. I think the buzz, because Season 2's coming out, the buzz was they could take it. But I think, you know, if anyone was going to win, it would have possibly been Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah. But do you think there's a backlash against these kids?
I don't think there's a backlash.
Did they win? They didn't win the Golden Globe, did they?
No.
Okay, so they haven't really won anything.
No, I mean, I don't... Look, I would backlash against the kids if they were bad, but the Season 2's coming out and I'm watching it. And
then we got
good.
Finn Wolfhard,
He's
who's
the
just king of it.
Right
He's
now.
the king of the cursing children.
I know.
Apparently the Duffer brothers said in the red carpet interview, they say, "Oh, Finn Wolfhard was in it," and they said, "Yeah." When he came back to the set for Season 2, they said he was cursing like a sailor, and they had to tone him down.
Oh gosh. But
he was like, "You think you guys are hardcore? I was just on a rated R movie. Let me tell you. Let me tell you about the Kraft's food services on it." You know?
Yeah. I think, look, Stranger Things was fun and it was more zeitgeisty and pop culture. I don't know if it was Emmy worthy, really.
Okay. You think? Okay.
I mean, David Harbour was great.
Yeah.
He was never going to win that award, but good on him.
You don't think Winona Ryder?
Winona Ryder, she just cried for 8 episodes. I don't think she was.
She did a lot of screaming at a wall.
Yeah, that's not enough to give you an
People
award.
have won for less.
Yeah, but when you get Tatiana Maslany versus Winona Ryder.
Yeah. All right. Although that being said, I'm very excited for Season 2. I got it marked in my calendar. I'll be home.
All those Ghostbusters references coming up.
Can't wait.
And then
1985 was a big year.
Yeah, next year Tatiana should be back in the running. Hopefully they nominate her
We'll see.
again.
They may have, at that point, the show may have already kind of.
I mean, it's the show's over, but
Yeah.
you know, she still did great in her last season.
So that was the okay. Then final award, Handmaid's Tale, big upset. Huge for Hulu. Margaret Atwood with a purse, looking like a red queen, getting up there. What I did like was that the Bruce, what's his name, the creator of Handmaid's Tale,
Miller.
If you watch, he's very deliberately biding his time. He's not eager to just have a man jump up on stage and snatch the statue, even though as the showrunner of the show, that is his statue. But I think he was aware of the optics of a man coming up there.
Well,
so he was
also,
like waiting for some
cover.
cover.
Like I said, he was a repeat winner. He'd already had his time. He won for Best Writing. So much like Aziz Ansari, do the optics, let the ladies talk first.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at Best Drama Series, if it wasn't Handmaid's Tale, we're saying it would have been This Is Us.
Yeah.
There was talk early on it could be The Crown. I think The Crown lost because of recency bias. The Crown hasn't been on for a long time. Better Call Saul wasn't going to get there. House of Cards, if it hadn't won by now, it wasn't going to win. And Westworld, again, it's been a year since Westworld.
I don't think anyone makes... Westworld's a show that people, I think, recognize as an expensive production, but I bet you no one can explain that show. No one knows what the fuck's going on in Westworld.
It was also very slow until the end. Like the first 7 episodes, nothing.
Because I think they were kind of making it up as they went along.
Yeah.
All right, my friends, now comes the time of the show where we have to have a little talk. What is an enemy? Let me tell you a story. As we mentioned, The Handmaid's Tale won for Best Drama. Congratulations. It's the first ever streaming series to win Best Drama. But here's the problem. TV used to be simple. You plug in an antenna, turn it on, and voila, entertainment right in the comfort of your home. Then they said, hold on, you gotta get cable. All the best stuff is on cable. So we got cable. Then they told us that the really good stuff was on premium cable, that we needed HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, Stars. So we got HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, and Stars. And everything was fine for a few years, but then they told us we needed Netflix. All the best stuff was on Netflix. So we got Netflix. But it's never enough for you people, is it? There's always one more show, one more prestige channel, one more service to sign up for. So finally, when Hulu showed up dragging its original content ass late to the party, we said enough. But now, what do you do, TV Academy? You give the first ever Emmy for Best Drama to a fucking Hulu show. So you ask me, what is an enemy? Well, my friends, this is an enemy. Hulu is an enemy, not only of the podcast, but of television watchers everywhere. For it is on account of their rapacious greed and savvy ability to hijack the cultural conversation that the rest of us now need to compromise our individual value systems and pony up even more money just to watch 10 episodes of the dystopian nightmare known as The Handmaid's Tale. Ugh.
Fuck you, Hulu. Go fuck yourselves.
Who needs this?
Speaking of popping up streams, are you going to pay your $8 when Disney does their own individual thing in a year?
If I don't have children, I'm not paying that money. But I can.
I mean, the Disney stuff is good. They're also now taking the Marvel and
it's fine. I'm okay with that. Like I never
Wars
sit around
from
going,
Netflix.
you know what? I own the Star Wars movies I want to see, and I'm never sitting around going, you know what? I really feel like watching right now, Thor: The Dark World. You know?
No, but maybe in a couple of years you'll be like Thor: Ragnarok. I watched that.
Okay, then I'll spend $2.99 and rent it on iTunes. I think it'll be fine. I'm worried for what it may portend, but that everyone else is going to start saying, we can do this, you know.
Yeah, I mean, in 5 years' time, there will be no more broadcasts, and you'll be buying the NBC app or the CBS app.
Right.
You won't have to worry about anything else.
And no one will be watching ESPN.
Not at all.
Nope. Did you watch Handmaid's Tale?
I did not watch it. I tried to watch the pilot right after the Emmys ended, knowing that I was going to do this podcast.
Yeah.
I should do my research and watch this show. And I don't like dystopian stuff. It's dark and it's slow and it's depressing.
It's very depressing. She is phenomenal. The story roughly tracks the first novel, but then where the novel is a self-contained thing, they had to open up the world so that they could turn this into a series. I really enjoyed it, but I took my time watching it. I watched it 1 week at a time. I watched it with a friend, so we would get together, watch each episode. It's beautifully shot, beautifully directed, beautifully acted. It's a very good show. It's not perfect, but
I don't begrudge it winning. I just think it had the recency bias.
I'm curious as to how the second season now, the make or break for the show will be how the second season plays out, because the world will open up a bit more, and it's curious if they can maintain it or if the show goes off the rails.
This is what they do with these novels, because Big Little Lies, it was a mini-series because she wrote one book and that's it. Now it's
The Leftovers, though, was one book and they turned that into 3
Well, they're going to do a Big Little Lies season 2. Why would they not? They can. Everyone wants to do it. Everyone wants to see them back. People will watch it, so they'll have to create a new murder and a new mystery and go with that.
How about just get those actresses and go do something different and find another book and switch up the characters and...
That seems like a lot of work.
Okay,
when you've got your IP ready to go,
got some hot Big Little Lies IP. You got that
exactly.
You know, when you got
it's
that
branding. Why come up with something new when you got branding?
When you got that massive Chardonnay glass of sweet Northern California wine just swirling over a Monterey sunset, why would you go somewhere else? All right, I get it. Also, Hulu, I give you shit, but Harlots is a fun show as well.
I also like Difficult People on Hulu.
I can't. I'm not a Billy Eichner fan.
I love Billy Eichner.
He just rubs me the wrong way. Yeah. Normally we end on a weird topic, and there's a very short one that is Emmy related. Apparently someone puked on the red carpet, or at least it looked like puke, and people were taking photos of it, and Seth Rogen helpfully retweeted the photo and thus made it go viral. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened with the puke on the red carpet.
Anything will go viral these days.
It's true.
Hashtag DC schools.
That's right. Well, who shouted that out?
It was
Dave
Chappelle mentioned it in his high state, not going to wrestle, and then John Oliver got up there and said, yes, I think we should give a shout out and let's create the hashtag DC Public Schools.
Yeah.
People know you watch the Emmys.
Yeah.
So why not shine a spotlight on them?
And it worked.
Yeah.
Well, Stephen, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It's been so lovely sitting in Will's seat in Will's apartment here.
Eating his food.
Eating his food, my feet up on the
Remember,
couch.
do not flush. We're building a mountain in there. Do not flush.
Okay.
He'll find it when he gets back.
Yes. If it's yellow, let it mellow.
No, do you know
if
what
it's brown, flush it down.
Well, we're not doing either of those things.
Yes.
Will, we're sorry about what happened to that television. We'll fix it, we promise. You could still, 3/4 of the screen is totally fine.
Yes, Will's going to come back next week and badmouth me as the
I feel like you're a future. I feel like you're a future
I can
enemy.
be a future enemy on the podcast.
You would if I didn't already have the enemy picked out for next week.
Oh, okay.
I found.
Well, I enjoyed
gem.
coming here and sitting in Will's seat as reigning champion of guests.
Yes.
I look forward to seeing you next year for more Emmy coverage.
And once again, tell the people Game of Thrones musical.
Yes, Game of Thrones the musical at GOT the musical, or find me, Stephen Brandon, at Stephen B29.
And tickets are now available. If you're in New York City, please go to the show. It's a phenomenal show, and support the arts. And you can find me on all forms of social media at the Sean David. As you very well noticed, we put this episode up a little early, just to spite Will, but also so that the topics would be a little fresher, and because we didn't give you an episode last week. Next week on the show, Will Link back from ye olde England, so we're going to hear all about those adventures.
Hello, Governor.
Hello. Oh, I fastened. And I think we're recording like the day after he returned, so he has never flown internationally. Nor has he ever really truly experienced jet lag. So I'm curious to see. And when I was trying to explain it to him, he goes, "Oh, I'll be fine." I'm like, "No, you won't be." So he may be a little loopy. It should be interesting. But our guest is going to be Katie Featherston, who was in the Paranormal Activity films. And we're going to hear all about her. She came to LA as a struggling actress, got starred in this tiny little nothing, zero budget indie film, and 7 Paranormal Activity movies later. She's also a writer and a director in her own right. And the week after that, we are having our first ever Andy Moon, who is an online cam model, which is, we've never actually had a cam model on the show. We're going to hear all about what that lifestyle is like, how does that work, what are the issues of being a cam model, how do you get into it. So it should be an interesting discussion from, like I said, someone who's in a background and line of work that we've never really had on the show before. So thank you once again for listening, even though this was a less than regular episode of the show. But if you ask me, it was an exemplary episode of the show.
Very special episode.
A very special episode.
The doctor said I was special.
He was. Well, he wasn't wrong. Stephen, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sean.
And for the Sean Stephen podcast, I'm Sean David.
I'm Stephen Brandon.
And
we're finished.
Nah, I think we need something different.
We need something different?
Yeah. Hashtag DC Public, DC Schools.
See you later, mate.
Oh, yes.
Hooroo. See you later, mate.